Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another scene of Edessa, the Dark Crusade, Season 2. And we start the scene off with a group of Cainites gathering, dressing up for as far as they can in combat attire, and they are going to look for the fourth brazier that needs to be, destroyed or otherwise taken down. And because I'm setting the scene, we are going to start this at Ulrich's Old Haven, because that's where Irene would have gathered everyone. So, there are 2 braziers left to destroy. There is one in the Southwall slums and one in the Arab slums, if I am not mistaken. Chris, am I mistaken?
You're mistaken.
Yeah, I know, right?
Are there 3? There are 3.
No, there's 2.
There are 2 left.
What? What happened to the... Never mind.
No, Sir Asher, the Seneschal and a few others have taken out one of the braziers, the one at Hayat's Bazaar.
Oh, wonderful. Good. That's very good.
I've heard, though, that they got into a fight with this creature, so it's now waiting for them. So we can expect some type of
Resistance?
resistance, indeed.
Oh, okay.
So which one do we want to approach?
The one with the least small folk around? To protect our mission.
It is the slums, either way.
Bishop, I have to ask a question if you're there.
Yep.
Because I might be facing imminent life-threatening danger, can I bring minions?
Depends what you mean by minions.
I have a Nabetta and a Seti. I constitute them as minions.
I'll roll a chance die to see if any one of them are around.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, one of them is around.
Cool. We'll bring Seti, as he does sinful things with that axe.
Yeah.
The 2 Setites are just kind of going to be standing in the corner. They're not talking as much. They both kind of have their arms folded and both look as though they are ready to rumble, as the case may be. At the concept of oh no, think of the small folk. A minor amount of amusement will play across Solodrin's features, like, yes, the rabble.
Yes, the people. This is a concern of mine, indeed. I do agree, side-eye.
Irene, I do believe that either location will... Honestly, I do not see the difference. It is both things that needs to be destroyed, or found, at least. And we need to go into a slum either way.
All right, then let us head out, and we'll go to the Arab slums.
Very well. Madeline dons a cloak to hide the armor as best she can. She has a sword with her, and she's wearing gloves.
Before they leave, in a language that I very much doubt anyone here can speak, unless they can speak the verbalized version of ancient Egyptian, or whatever the fuck it was called, Saladin will turn to Seti and he will simply say, in chess, the pawns go first. before they will make their way out. No, I'll be Magneto if I want to be.
All right. So which location are you heading to?
Arab slums.
All right. You head to the Arab slums. Likely crossing over. Actually, it depends. Let me look at the domain map real quick. Not that it's particularly viable. It's out of date at this point, but still. I don't know. So you don't really push through multiple domains, as they're all kind of around the edges. And if you're coming in through the north side, you won't get to Selite domain unless you go quite deep into the east, west, or south side. So yeah, you have to go a bit before reaching
Pretty
Selite domain.
sure going through the Sedite domain would not be necessarily a big problem.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just trying to define where you're coming from and, as such, describe it appropriately. You hear multiple people coughing on the street, as sickly as the Arab slums is, full of the destitute and the hungry and the desperate and the sinful. Doesn't really take you too long, however, to make your way into the district, and perhaps because all of you look rather heavily armed and dangerous, apart from maybe one of you, as I said, you do not run into too much trouble. No one attempts to really mug you, or worse, considering that the gear you seem to be equipped with, again, aside from maybe one of you, is quite dangerous. Perhaps more so than the average citizen, who might be a wiser target, a much wiser target. And so you begin traversing the Arab slums. What do you really begin looking for?
Well, just first of all, we're gonna, with our vague impressions of the vision, at least Irene had, we're going to vaguely think where the light's shown up from.
Okay.
I think to narrow it down so we don't.
Well, yeah, that was what I was about to say.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
No, it's okay.
At this point, quite a lot of time has passed, so Irene, please meet me in intelligence roll difficulty 8, please. Because it's been a while now.
I
You're
didn't
working on a very rough estimate.
We're fucked. We're fucked. Intelligence and Irene. Oh, God.
Oh, by the way, on the side note, Bishop, because this is important, Seti will have been told before we set out, only Irene needs to live through this. The rest of them are all expendable.
You have my thanks. You shall have an extra XP in the mail.
I'm taking that extra XP.
There you go, 10.
I'm so disappointed. It really makes the horrid sickness worth it. So yeah, you're able to very roughly estimate where the light in the sky was. It doesn't appear to be within any of the domains of the Selites.
Damn right it's not.
It appears to be towards the north center, not about maybe slightly to northeast of the center by a very slight margin.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, that is where the slums are most densely populated, which is a bit odd, considering that's not exactly a great place to hide something.
Bishop, let's do that thing. What is the tallest building in the slums?
Um,
The one that you're going to climb in about, as soon as you
Yes,
said it.
pretty much, yeah.
probably there aren't many.
There has to be a minaret of some mosque that's gonna probably stick up. I would think.
There's actually there is one thing. There is as Peter says, there's a bunch of mosques, which are probably the tallest buildings. Although there is actually one other building, a very old church, which has since been closed, shut down. That is quite that had a very tall spire. Back when the Arab slums were in slightly less dire straits many decades ago.
Okay. Solidrin will pop out of Obfuscate, in kind of a shadowy patch. And he will, so right next to Irene for the dramatic effect if he talks and she bolts upright. Because, of course, you got to do that whenever you talk to somebody out of Obfuscate. But he will say that he's going to go and climb up to the top of the steeple over there and basically see if he can get a bird's eye view from above. As you pointed out, these braziers were kept outside at least once, so he might be able to spy something from the high vantage point.
Do you happen to have Auspex?
I do.
Good. That should be helpful.
Either that, or I can carry. I was going to say either that, or I can carry someone with Auspex on my back. But
Please go ahead.
so yeah. Okay, Bishop. He is going to reestablish his obfuscate, so he's going to just walk around the corner to where there is no prying eyes, because I don't really have to roll against these people. And yeah, he is going to climb. Well, he's going to start by doing. He's going to potence leap as high up the church as he can, and then he's going to start to climb. Climb.
All right, make me a strength athletics roll.
I can do that. At this point, I bleed 3 points into strength because I have a lot of blood. And now I will now suffer from Methuselah's curse. Watch it as I die.
Nah,
you can't. You're obfuscated. We don't see you die. Boo-hoo.
I know, right? Yay! So that's currently strength that plus that. Standard diff for the climb.
Oh, pardon?
Standard diff.
Yep.
Those ones, man. Those ones. So that's 1, 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 minus 2. So that's 2 successes to climb.
Okay, it takes you a few minutes. You're very strong, but the church being quite unstable and not really having a great amount of footholds, to be completely honest, as a lot of it has just kind of caved in a little bit. Like part of the roof has just straight up caved in at this point. Like this building honestly looks like it hasn't been maintained for decades. So you begin to slowly climb to the top, and again,
he makes a mental. I'm just gonna say he makes a mental note. If this is an abandoned church, blood bond a priest. Start holding Setite services. Continue as he climbs.
Awesome. You climb on up. At one point, your foot almost falls through the unstable parts of the roof, but you pretty trivially pull it back up. And you make your way to the spire, and then much more quickly climb up that, where you have a fairly clear view of things.
Okay. In that case, let's do that thing where we're scanning around for anything weird, popping on the sweet aspects.
Okay. What difficulty would this roll be? Because you have enhanced senses, but you're trying to pinpoint a needle in a haystack of buildings and people, which would be pretty hard even with all specs. So I'm going to say difficulty 8.
Cool. Is that difficulty 8
And-
including the minuses for the aspect?
No, the Auspex is what allows you to make the roll at all.
Okay, yeah,
Because someone with normal senses literally could not make this roll.
That's
Unfortunately, Ubisoft is quite wrong, and people cannot see that far off of towers.
I mean, if it helps, somewhere out there, the creators, the developers, and the writers of Assassin's Creed are cursing your name.
I mean, that's fine. They were never particularly good at writing anyway.
You're not wrong. You spend willpower. Well, okay.
Willpower.
3 successes with the willpower spent.
Okay. It takes you. Let's see. Freezes. So. It takes about 10 minutes worth of scanning around, looking around. So everybody sees Saladrin peering around on this. Well, actually, they wouldn't because I think you're obfuscated. But Saladrin is gone for a full 10 minutes. If there's anything you want to do during that time, please tell me.
The same as we did before, so looking for any kind of oddities in the streets, you know?
Yeah. Saladrin, you can see them as they wander around pretty easily. There are points where you lose track of them because they end up rounding buildings and stuff, and you don't have quite a clean view on the building because unless you were to have a literal bird's eye view, that wouldn't be possible. But you're about as good as it can get within the Arab slums. And the group doesn't really they're not the most patient bunnies, but they begin looking around on their own, keeping faith that you might have found something yourself. But Saladrin, you see. Let me type it to you because you're completely separated from the group. So.
What's the scene? The scene where you're doing your job. Sorry. Are you messaging me this on the Book of Faces?
The Book of Faces actually sounds either pretty badass or really scary.
Depends what kind of faces are in the book.
That is true. Typing, type.
The rest of you can make me Actually, no, you can't make these rolls because it's way too far out from you. So only Saladrin can see. The rest of you aren't able to make too much headway from where you're standing. You do not. Well, it appears you didn't quite have the same precision as last time, or there's nothing as obvious this time.
I'm now trying to remember how damage works for falling, because I'm thinking of just superhero jumping off the building.
Well, I roll 10 dice of lethal once you hit terminal velocity. It's for every, 10 meters you fall, you get a bashing, and then once you fall in, more than that, and it's, it assumes you hit terminal velocity, I just do 10 dice of lethal. Not 10 lethal, 10 dice, which is really funny. Because you can, in theory, take 0 lethal after falling off a skyscraper.
I was going to say, I assume that jumping off this rooftop, I will not reach terminal velocity, because it's only about 30 meters. Yeah, he'll just hop off the roof. Whee!
Oh, yeah. You take, 3 or 4 bashing, which is...
I will do that thing where I do bashing.
Yeah, it'd be helpful. Wouldn't be a great way to start out the evening, really.
It depends on how much you like bashing. Yes.
Sergeant cares not for bashing.
I care not for your petty bashing.
Your petty bashing?
With that, because this seems important and about to kick off something shocking, under Obfuscate, he's going to celerity run to find the group. Celerity run?
Celerity run to find the group?
Yes, under Obfuscate, of course.
Okay.
Whee!
Yeah, as long as you don't run into anything or anything serious, you'll find there.
He will pop out of Obfuscate again. Of course, not panting or anything melodramatic because we don't breathe. In the shadows again, and he'll say, hang on, I just want to read this again so I can quote it right. To the northeast, about half a league away, give or take, and the city's about to be set on fire. Literally.
About to be set on fire?
Yes. It appears to be some individuals have just be thinking. There's a lot of smoke building up. Somebody's built themselves quite a bonfire, and I think the city is about to become its kindling.
Then we stop it.
Let's go.
Once again, he will duck back behind the building to reestablish his obfuscate and go with the group. Hwah!
Yep, let's head that way then. Yeehaw.
Well, howdy ho. Oops, sorry, Mike.
Madeline is probably gonna insist that Irene is not the first person. Like, she wants Irene to be, well, yeah, not the first.
Okay. And both set heights, I presume, are in obfuscate?
Yeah.
Well, Asher's definitely not going first because that would be suicidal. So yeah, Madeline, take the wheel.
Oh, God damn it. Me and my big mouth.
If it helps, we are happy to leap to defend Irene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still fucked though.
No, don't worry, I'll
is-
leap to defend you.
I don't care.
I was going to say we kind of like Asher. We might also leap to defend him because he's sassy and Jewish.
Sassy. I love being sassy. However, before we get all the jokes, Chris, we start moving, I suppose, to that location where the fire is brimming, so to speak,
Mm-hmm.
without actually walking into the fire. Um,
Well,
What kind of
what you begin to see as you approach the area is a lot of low-lying smoke.
right?
You don't actually see a fire.
Yeah, but there's smoke, there's fire usually. So do we have an idea of where the people are running towards, fleeing from the smoke, or is
Uh,
it too small yet?
The smoke itself is actually covering a good portion of the neighborhood to the point where it's actually um, flowing throughout the streets, almost like a fog.
All right.
It's almost like being in the aftermath of a large building demolition where smoke and dust just kind of fill the air. So it's pretty hard to see anything.
Okay.
But again, to head towards it, you do see a few people kind of coughing and making their way through out of the area, but they seem more like what's going on is a nuisance more than anything else.
Does can we see where the smoke is coming from? I mean, apart from the fact that we're going in
Not
a
as you
general
approach.
direction.
Again, it's like kind of a. It's very smoky.
Okay.
Not enough to actually be suffocating, you think, to most people, but enough to be, enough so that most people don't really want to be in the area just because it's giving them a really bad cough.
Right.
Under obfuscate, let's pop. So I've spent 4 blood so far, so I'm on a total of 14 blood. I'll spend another 1 blood to under obfuscate activate Typhonic Maw, which means I no longer suffer any blindness penalties.
Okay.
That is just me, just in case there's like, and something's running at you, but you can't see it. Haha.
Irene will look to the people who are visible. It's like, are we going to approach this at first or stealthily?
I just think we need to go in there. I think, yeah, we can try stealthily, but I assume they're expecting an attack of any kind.
Yes,
since we did the last time. So let's just get in there and see what the situation is, and choose our fight, and retreat if we can.
All right. YOLO solo. Here we go. Boom.
Right. Moving forward, Chris.
Madeline will spend some blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll put some blood spending in the side chat as well.
Keep track of your blood pools.
Yes.
Yes.
And by keep track, I mean put it in chat.
How much blood do you get at the beginning of the day?
5.
Right.
Plus herd.
Plus herd, yeah.
Yeah. I'm already saying just the total. I will deduct from that.
They're gonna. Is it clear that there are doors that are like barred or like barricaded? So it's like, do we get the sense that the street is more or less like made into a, yeah, you can't go into any of the buildings, or is it just too smoky to see?
I don't think Chris heard your question, or is just thinking very long.
Yeah.
The latter, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, for some reason my microphone wasn't working then. I was talking, but you guys couldn't hear me, so that was it. But yeah, no, um, see, that's what you know I'm talking because I'm just coughing. But uh, what you guys see is you begin to kind of head deeper into the neighborhood. You continue to pass usually singular or small groups of people. Um, Usually just coughing or swearing in Arabic in regards to smoke, just muttering under their breath in between the coughing and the holding of their breath. And while you don't necessarily see what's causing all this smoke, that's just kind of covered the neighborhood. Again, like sort of thin layer of fog. Direction hits come from appears to be a bit clearer. It seems to be very faintly coming from uh, just down the neighborhood. Um, Basically, you have the right junction about 30 or so yards in front of you, and the smoke appears to be slowly coming in from that direction. That appears to be where it's thickening, which implies we're getting closer to some sort of source.
Chris, if Irene is paying a close eye to the shadows, do they seem to behave normally around here?
Maybe a perception awareness roll.
Okay. Two successes, if standard.
There is nothing immediately out of the ordinary to your knowledge. Everything appears to be fine.
Okay. She will basically point out to everyone that they keep an eye out on the shadow or for shadows, because that's basically how she saw the creature or the shadow creature appear at the first brazier. So that the shadows were starting to act weird. So she will tell everyone else that they will need to be on guard for that too.
Yeah, Madeline will also keep an eye on that, especially when Irene says it. She will just. She will just also keep a close eye on the shadows.
Ash will keep an eye out, but he's not very good at knowing how shadows should move as well as the shadow people. So he will do his best as he can. We will push forward, intently wanting to get where the source of this this annoying smoke is.
And as you begin to head kind of deeper into this very smoky and foggy neighborhood, apart from the sunlight, it does start to become extremely difficult to see through the obscuring smoke. Really only able to see a few feet in front of you at this point. And actually, a person ends up bumping into you, Asher, as he coughs quite profusely. Sorry. And
I tried to deflect him with my shield, not knowing if I was attacked. He's kind of antsy. He's never been in a situation this dangerous before. So he'll carry his dagger and his shield. Still move forward when somebody walks into him. He'll actually apologize, and kind of deflect with his shield if he can.
He kind of
upon seeing that your arm kind of panics ever so slightly and jumps to his feet and kind of puts up his hands and begins backing off in a sort of, I didn't see anything.
Good boy. I will say in Arabic that he should step aside for his own safety, as I'm literally trying to get past him.
Why are you even even going in? Oh, fuck it. I don't care. And begins wandering off.
Asher doesn't answer, obviously.
Yeah.
The real answer would be stupid, and the honest answer would be silly. So you'll just keep on going.
Just keep going, just keep going.
Yep, you continue to follow the smoky trail. At this point, both Seti and Saladrin begin to get a good idea of where it's coming from, being able to pretty much ignore all relevant penalties to their sight being obscured.
It's 2 for the win.
You can really just kind of, yeah, you don't, it's not something, how to describe it, because you don't see it, more like it's you feel it, because you're quite literally smelling or tasting the air with your tongues. You feel the flow of air being wafted out of a large passageway, archway, not quite big enough. You also begin to smell the kindling in the air.
Asher, for knowing that it looks silly as a kindred, covers his mouth with a piece of cloth, not to prevent him from coughing because they don't breathe, but because it looks suspicious when you walk in there without coughing and at least not a face protector.
Saladrin's perspective and the way himself and Seti are going to handle this is very simple. In many ways, we are here as observers. We will let them do the thing. We will let them engage, and then we will pick if we choose to interact. If not, we will stay here and we will stand here and watch. Helpful.
The Setite way.
The Setite way. And we'll drag Irene's topered body away if necessary.
Yes. Who, as the second group approaches, so the unobfuscated group, as you continue to kind of wade into the mist, you're able to keep track of where you are because you can still generally see the buildings around you, particularly since a lot of them still stand a bit taller than the smoke. So you're able to keep, you're not lost. And you haven't gone too, you haven't gone that far. But you begin to head in the direction of the smoke, and at this point, you too begin to get an idea of where it's coming from proper. As you continue walking forward a few feet in front of you as you approach it, so quite close to you, it's before you actually begin to see it, is about a it's a 2-story building. With large open doors, not too dissimilar from a church's doors. In fact, it's all of you are almost certain, being familiar with churches and
Religious buildings.
religious buildings in general and their architecture, at least on a surface level. You're pretty suspicious. You're pretty sure these doors were just stolen and hastily latched on into what appears to be a makeshift doorway for these doors, because they don't appear too secure. The building itself is made of the same material that most buildings out of Odessa are made of, which is stone and wood.
Would closing this door prevent more smoke from coming out, or would it require putting out the fire?
All of you begin to hear kindling, so you believe there is some sort of fire creating all this smoke. Although, does anyone roll me wit survival?
Do I even have survival? No.
If you don't have survival, difficulty is increased by 1. You can still roll your pure wits.
That's also sort of abysmal, in all honesty. Hope I botch.
Irene, this makes sense. All of this makes sense. This like, of course, like it's like, of course, like a fire is creating smoke, which is being wafted out the door because it's probably the only way in which the smoke can escape. Logic. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Asher, it's something seems a bit off to you, but you can't really put your finger as to why.
The same for Madeline. I don't have anything with survival.
God bless my wits of 4 and my 1 survival.
Okay. Yeah. So the second group, or the main unobfuscated group, doesn't really see anything particularly off about this. However, Saladrin, with your 3 successes, I shall message you something real quick.
Am I getting another typed message, Chris?
Yeah, because you're not part
Is
of
it
the main
live?
group right now.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine, Saskia. Remember, I had to drag your topward body away.
You go.
For 3 nights of blood bonding. Nothing.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Just give me a second.
Okay. There you go, Saladrin. The rest of you, while that's happening, what do you do?
Moving forward. Actually, Chris, do we see any weird symbols on these doors? Like, are there any kind of wards like last time?
No. You hear Saladrin cackling off in the distance.
No, just that last line, Bishop. I'm dying on the inside.
I know. But so what do the 3 of you do?
Madeline will look for a way to put out this fire.
Well, you don't actually see you see the building that's producing it.
So we're gonna
If you
find
head
the
on
fire.
in, you have a clearer idea. Well, you'll need to head on in to see it.
Let's head on in. What could possibly go wrong? Mm.
Everyone make me quick perception and alertness rolls.
At least that I have.
Is there a penalty if you can't see?
No, this is hearing based.
I have 4 successes.
I've got 3.
I don't have any. Haha.
Oh, it's a good thing you have that all specs. So everyone who succeeded, as this isn't really based on how many successes you got. You can hear a faint voice from within the building. It's very quiet and sounds very reverent, like someone were in prayer.
Can we recognize the language?
Phew, if someone has academics linguistics, they can attempt it at a difficulty of 8.
Ooh, I believe
No,
I
I would say no 9. This is fucking obscure as
Intelligence?
shit.
Is it? Hang on. Is it a language Solodrin can speak?
Let me double check what Solodrin's languages are.
If it's ancient Persian, like the tablets are written, and he can understand it.
No, it will not be that.
Okay.
They are. Yeah, it is separate. Let me double check though, because you might possess it just on the off chance.
He also has history as an academic spec, so can I roll it if it's a historical language, even if I don't possess it?
In that case, I'm gonna roll 2 because I also have academics history.
Well, I'm seeing if it's applicable or not. If it's not, it's fine.
I would.
I botch.
I would have to like if it were to be a history roll, it'd have to sort of be difficulty. Oh, like
If 10 rolls do exist.
probably diff 10.
Okay.
Just because
Worth
it
the
goes
shot.
really far back, and
Nope.
it's very obscure.
Nope.
Okay, one of you botches. You're
2 of us
you're pretty.
botches.
Saladrin, you're pretty sure that this is some sort of obscure horrific variation of the Moorish tongue. You don't know why someone is speaking that here. It is creepy.
And I'm quite certain that it is indeed Greek, and I just have forgotten it.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's you're pretty sure this is just a really heavy ancient Greek dialect. Like you're pretty sure Zeus is speaking directly to you right now. It's a bit unsettling. Irene, you just can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it's not a language you've ever heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Like this language seems completely alien to you. Like you can imagine a mortal saying it, but it's completely foreign. It's as if like a Dark Ages Norwegian were to suddenly be teleported into Japan. It would be like, what? Like it seems very heavily different to anything that any language you're used to. Definitely, I'll give you this. Definitely not based in Latin. Not even close. So you know it's not a Latin language. Or Latin itself.
Madeline will just grab Irene and Asher, and she will just whisper, "If we enter the building, we should make certain that these doors stay open, so that we are not locked inside."
because that went so well last time.
It does not mean we should not try.
Chris, is there a way to disable the doors?
They don't look particularly stable.
Okay. And we weren't really trying to be quiet, so crash, crash.
You're just
Okay.
gonna start beating the shit out of the doors.
It's going to make sure that they can't be closed immediately.
Bishop, while they're doing that, Sandrin is going to sneak inside. I'll actually roll to sneak under
Yeah,
obfuscate.
that's fine.
Two successes for the sneaking, and of course, if the obfuscate holds, they just won't see me.
Madeline will just have her sword ready and will just slowly begin to look at where it's coming from. I'm
Okay.
assuming since it's a big door, is there like stairs down or something?
Do you disable the doors first?
Well, I will make sure that they cannot be closed and like barred from the outside.
How do you go about doing that?
Ripping it off his hinges would help.
Yeah, for instance.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I just want to know how because
Yeah.
Let's make a shit
I'm just
ton of-
giving a suggestion. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think we do
That is probably going to happen, but it's just no matter what, it's going to be the wrong decision later. But
yeah, ripping off the hinges is a lot different than putting down a doorstop, and that's kind of
Yeah.
what I'm wondering. How do you go about doing it? Because these
We're not doing the doorstop shit again.
We tried that last time.
hinges are going away.
Okay, so you just tear it off its hinges.
Apparently so, yes.
Okay. And is this just Madeleine, or do you do this to Irene? I think Ash will sit this one out.
I think so too. Sure, it'll at least be faster. Irene will also take off her necklace and will wrap it around her wrist, like like a bracelet more.
Okay. When you guys rip the doors off their hinges, you obviously stop hearing the soft voice as you create a lot of noise. But once you're done, you do actually, as you tear it off, you do actually hear a voice going, "Oh, hello, is anybody there? Hello?"
So, Chris, have I managed to sneak into the building proper?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the figure like who was praying, if I can see them?
Oh, a man, an Arabic man in the late Middle Ages, with white robes, and a white cap on.
Is he dressed like an imam?
No.
Okay. What was he? Was he kneeling in prayer, or was he standing up?
Standing up.
Was he in front of anything?
Oh yeah, he's in front of a big silver brazier.
Excellent. Solidrin will stand and wait.
Yes. Please come out. There are people. There is a fire. Please, you must come. You must away from this place.
Oh yes, sorry. Very important question, Chris, because I am quite close to him, I assume, and I have all specs. Is he breathing?
Oh yeah, he's definitely breathing.
Okay. The smoke doesn't seem to be affecting him there.
No, he was No, he was initially standing behind the brazier where the smoke was not actually heading in his direction.
Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, continue.
But of course he does start to cough a little bit as he approaches you. Oh no, it's quite alright. Just an unfortunate breeze, I think.
What are you talking about? The smoke is everywhere. Please, you must come.
Irene is just gonna walk in at this point because we decided we were not gonna be subtle.
Madeline will follow.
So Asher. Asher will be definitely trying to guard the rear.
Smart
I
thinking.
want to make that sound less gay as possible. I don't know.
Oh no, this is just an accident. Me and my people we have been constructing a small temple here. I was just performing some of our ceremonial rites, but it appears the wind is not on our side today. I do apologize.
We will come in regardless.
You are more than welcome.
And yeah, Madeline will just follow Irene in.
Without touching or physically interacting with the brazier, I'm going to get as near as.
Pardon?
Sorry,
I-
sorry.
There are people in the background making noises.
Yeah, to just determine the basic layout of the room.
So that someone was talking to me. Basically, he's just going to get as close as he can to the brazier. I want to examine the physical brazier.
Oh, it just appears to be made entirely out of silver.
That's
It doesn't-
very unusual because, correct me if I'm wrong, silver should melt.
It has a low melting temperature. Which I'm gonna check it to you. Would Saladrin know this?
I can make a roll to do this.
Check melting point. There we go. Okay, well, silver's melting point is almost 1,000 degrees, so it can go a while.
Okay, we'll be quiet then.
Which is a fairly low melting point, I think. But you are you are correct in that regard. But it wouldn't melt to the temperature of the fire inside. If you examine what's inside, you do see small amounts of kindling and a lot of cinder.
There's nothing unusual about what it's like. There's no inscription. There's the smoke is the right color. This does not look.
There is a very basic inscription around the rim, but other than that, no, nothing out of the ordinary. As everybody else begins to close in on it, and you begin to close in on this fairly old man. Not old as in past middle age, but definitely in the latter parts of his middle age. You two see the brazier. It looks largely the same, although, as mentioned to Saladrin, a lot of the inscriptions are just missing.
Okay.
A lot of the inscription seems to be missing. Did you say?
A lot of the inscription that Irene, Madeleine, and Asher are familiar with, as I believe this is your first brazier.
It is.
Yeah, in which case, to you, it still looks sketch. Definitely fits the description of everything you've heard about. But to the other group, they recognize that that is an oddity. Like there is something absent.
As Madeline comes in, looks at the brazier and just looks it over.
Don't touch it.
No, but she will just look at the man, smile.
I would ask that you do not. Yes, please. But you are free to stay. My apologies about the
She looks him in the eyes.
smoke. Usually it just and he kind of
She looks him in
points
the eyes
to the. Oh, okay.
and says, "Where is the real brazier for the ritual?" And I will roll dominate. And that is dominate 2, so that is... What is that? That is... fuck. curses. I can't remember. Dominate. I'm moving. Charisma or intimidate? No. What is it?
Well, oh, for subjugate, it's manipulation leadership.
Manipulation leadership. And what is the difficulty?
You do not know this guy's willpower.
Okay, so you will tell me.
I'll tell you if you succeeded, yes.
Well, I
Who
will
knows?
know.
He might be a lower generation than you and just bounce it.
This is always possible.
I will spend a willpower.
Okay. You can't. Not on discipline rolls.
Nope.
Okay. I have a 7, a 10, and a 1, and a 6.
Oh. It just says, what do you mean? This is the real brazier. But what do you mean by real brazier? What are you doing here?
May I-
What happened to my doors?
May I ask what sort of ritual are you performing?
As you say that, he walks over to the doors, and just kind of looks rather
My
shocked.
doors!
And says, I was just performing some rite of respect to
Zoroaster?
No, he is a prophet. I was praying to Ahura Mazda,
Yeah.
Mm,
the wise lord.
I mean, he walked away from the brazier, did he not?
Yeah, he did.
Mm, I have my crucifix in my hands.
Hey, he coughs. Ugh.
Screw
Oh,
this.
how
I'm
has this
gonna
been
do
burning
stupid.
for so long, honestly.
Irene will touch the brazier with a crucifix if he's like, walking away from them.
Touching molten hot metal is just wise for everyone involved.
She's
You
not touching
press your
in.
crucifix against the brazier. Nothing happens to the brazier, but the fire goes out. The smoke gives way with it.
Madeline just looks at Irene, smiles, looks to the old man.
What are you doing?
This is not the real one. It has not been completed correctly, has it? Irene, look at it.
Yes,
Quite a few of the inscriptions are missing,
yes.
and nothing happened.
Bishop, weird question. He's going to kind of arch up because he's hunkering down on his knees, kind of reading the symbols, or at least committing the symbols to memory. So he kind of hunkers up and he looks down straight into the brazier. Is there anything odd about the contents now that he can see them that they're not burning? Like, were they burning something in the brazier?
One moment, I'm just going to relog.
Okay. Does Solidrin know something about this guy you don't know? Oh dear.
Okay. You all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent. Oh wait. How about now?
Yeah, that's better.
We can still hear you.
Excellent. What was it you wanted to ask, Saladin?
Basically, he kind of hunkers up, so he's looking down into the brazier now in his obfuscate. Were they burning anything in particular, like an item, anything of note? Like, is there something obviously odd about the contents of the brazier, or is it just your ordinary kindling?
The kindling appeared to be ordinary.
Is there anything else in there that they might have been trying to burn, or that was the focus of the kindling?
No, just the kindling. Just the kindling. Nothing in there but kindling and ashes.
Cool.
Maybe maybe they concocted a more maybe coated the kindling in a flammable substance like lamp oil or something.
Because I've been in the presence of Irene's wonderful true fake cross, so he's got a good idea of how she turned off the flame. Can I make an intelligence occult roll in order to see how might the fire, how might the fire itself, without the kindling being involved, how might the fire itself have been evil or tainted?
Yeah, go ahead, make that roll. Intelligence occult, difficulty 6.
Cool. I'm a smart bunny. One, two, three successes.
Okay, well, from what you can see inside the brazier, it fits up with your original suspicions. They're clearly. I mean, there wouldn't have been enough kindling. I mean, the entire brazier would need to be filled with kindling, and probably refilled every now and then. And now that you think about it, you don't really see much wood around at all. Now, from a more mystical angle, it is possible that this fire could have been conjured from a specific point and just left to burn there. Now, as a Suddite, you're quite aware that it is not particularly hard to create fire mystically. To perpetuate it a bit more so, but hardly impossible. Particularly as it's connected to a religious rite, there could have been a ritual involved that allowed this fire to perpetuate itself.
Also, in the PM that you sent me, you described it as a being of incredible strength was fanning these flames outwards. That was my assumption.
Not incredible strength.
Well, hang on.
I stated it as a possibility as to how the air could have been directed.
Okay.
As before he was dominated, the seemingly innocent Zoroastrian priest does actually just point to windows. As you look at this place, and it seems to have been built more to be a small temple than anything else, out of bits and pieces. Like, literally, wooden detritus has been taken off the street to build a small set of stairs on each side that kind of go up half a floor. Not a full floor, but half a floor. That kind of lead onto a small balcony that overlooks the rest of the room, where you could actually have a very small congregation of about 24 people, and the brazier exists kind of just in front of the alcove, where it kind of curves around, again, in a very haphazard, hastily put together way. It's quite literally, this place looks like a makeshift temple. Like the way it's constructed makes it fairly obvious. No, but when I say being of great strength fanning the flames, I mean literally someone with one of those giant fans fanning the flames, fanning the smoke out towards the door. But yeah, the Zoroastrian priest was actually pointing to 2 windows on the upper part of the building where the smoke could have easily escaped and been far less frustrating for people to deal with.
This is why most fire temples are outside.
Or have quite a lot of space between them and nearby buildings. But you can tell this place wasn't exactly built with luxury or choice in mind. So they may not have been going through this person's mind or his people's. This probably wasn't built with one person, given the fact that it's an entire building that's renovated. Could have been, with a few weeks or months' work. But yes. So it does come across as fairly unnatural. Like, it's not particularly plausible to you, particularly since you already know that the amount of kindling that would have to be involved would have to be significant. And you don't see any of that here, frankly.
Mhm. So it is possible the smoke was coming from elsewhere, or rather it was being mystically summoned via the fire as opposed to it being drawn from an actual physical source.
Yep, and the priest could have been involved. He could not. He might not have been. It's also possible it was secretly triggered or enchanted during prayer, before it, days prior. You're not entirely sure. Like that stuff is. That's when facts and kind of your knowledge is kind of stretched, and you'd need evidence of if a ritual took place and when to be able to verify how this actually went down.
But
You do know it's almost certainly mystical in nature. What's strange too is why, because it just seems to be creating smoke and flame and nothing else, and it doesn't seem to be really endangering anyone.
can I roll intelligence enigmas to try and put the pieces together? Like, why would
You can roll me wits investigation, difficulty 8.
Madeline is gonna have a look around the building if there is other places in this building, like a basement.
It's just this one room. That's the thing. It isn't a very big building.
Is it a simple distraction? Sounds much more easy.
Could be.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to tell Irene. I'm going to walk to Irene and tell Irene. I feel like this is a stalling thing. This thing is obviously fake. It is trying to attract our attention, and I believe that something else could be happening right under our noses or close by, and we would be focusing on this stupid thing. I would like to.
Azure, you are most likely correct.
Yes, you are.
Ah, there we go.
Boy.
Dang, I hate being correct.
You're right. It sucks
This
being
figure.
right.
Oh, that sends goosebumps up my spine. That voice.
Yeah, that was.
I remember that person.
I don't.
I have a very important
Seems to
question.
emerge from
Oh dear. Sorry, continue.
Saladrin's own shadow.
I thought as much.
So, I've got a question for you, Chris, because this will determine how Solidrin reacts and how the other set type will react. Am I looking at a servant of APAC?
Don't know.
You're
No,
not entirely sure, but he does look like that.
I can roll set type theology if you'd like. Would I recognize this as a servant of APAC? Because if so, I have sacred duties to murderers.
Isn't murder always a sacred duty? Says the Jewish slaughter. The Jewish butcher.
I was going to say, should I roll intelligence set type theology just for the lol?
Yeah, sure.
I'd
What
love
does
if I
this
botched
thing look
this.
like?
He's your friend.
Wow, I botched it.
He's your friend.
Oh, that's
Ow.
well.
He's your friend. So yeah, this being emerges from your own shadow, and
Wait a minute, wasn't Saladrin
Does he
obfuscated?
he was.
And it still comes
Not
from
anymore.
the shadow.
He literally emerged
Well,
from
no,
the shadow of Saladrin.
Huh.
So
I assume
we
I
haven't really
assume
checked
I'm
this
still
place.
obfuscated.
we also haven't really checked this place for scrying equipment and all that kind of jazz, you know.
Well, speaking of obfuscation, when he does speak, both obfuscations break.
Oh,
Great.
Cool.
I feel so happy
Hi,
now.
Chris.
and yes,
What does this thing look like?
it looks like what's
pictures.
on the screen. It looks like some marred husk of a human being.
Is it like stone, or is it like charcoal, or
Kind of.
because
It's like a weird mix of like burnt skin, bone, like dried blood.
Great.
Ah. Asher starts saying a little prayer.
Chris, when it is most appropriate, I'm going to use the phrase "roll initiative." Gonna eat it.
I did actually have a question first.
Mm-hmm.
This is the creature that I saw at the first brazier, right?
Don't think so.
No.
No, fuck, I
No.
seen him. Fuck, I know where I saw him. Shit. Yeah, that was vision time. Shit. Oh, crap.
Does it say anything else than "you are right" or "yes, you are"?
Yeah, like you are correct. Anyway,
Irene will also... Irene will step forward, will grab her cross, and will actively start praying as well, actually.
It snaps its fingers. And
Irene is on fire.
no. Not quite. Things will begin emerging from your respective shadows.
That would be grateful.
I
Oh,
think this
question:
is
Do I still get him from my shadow? Because I'm happy with this Christmas present.
Yeah, something definitely emerges from your shadow. Probably some sort of spectral servant.
Hooray!
mommy.
Question: since this is shadows, can it's been manipulated by? Guessing not, but
No, that's the worrying part. You can't seem to control your own shadow right now. Your shadows literally stretch out, coalesce against a wall, and things begin walking out. The Zoroastrian priest starts screaming. And then,
I think this is the right time to roll initiative.
yeah. And then this figure literally puts out his hand towards the priest, like from a distance. And the man begins roasting alive.
Yeah, Irene is going to smack that guy with a cross.
I'm going to.
Not
I'm
the
going-
priest.
Is there any large cloth nearby to douse out the fire?
Not really, no.
That's going to be painful then.
These are what appear from your shadows.
Ah.
But Solagins, yours looks like some sort of jackal beast. Some sort of spectral jackal beast. It's clearly on our side.
I was going to say, Chris, my response to him is going to be, I see the form that your god twisted you into. Allow me to show you the form my god gave me. And thus it was that sadness rolled throughout the land.
we're gonna roll initiative.
Yeah, you should do that.
I suppose.
Let me get up Notepad, because this is going to be a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Chris, how long do you expect for this to last? Because in 6 hours, I need to be up and going to work again.
Don't worry, this won't last long. There are two separate ways this won't last long.
Okay, check.
Sorry, my bad. Oh.
I fucking rolled a 1.
Good
Oh,
job.
of course.
Oh,
Me too.
God.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. I'm
At least one
quicker.
of them rolled.
How do I go? All right.
Alright, Irene got 7.
And I got 8.
I'll just have the shadow creatures go last.
I was going to say, I assumed you rolled for SETI. SETI.
Sure, when are you? When is your initiative? What's your initiative?
Who, me?
Yes.
8. I already did that in the thingy.
Yeah, but it's not inside chat.
Oh, yo,
I could put it there. I already put it there.
it's there.
Alright, what about Madeleine's? Oh, 8 as well.
Yeah.
I assume Madeleine wins out on that trade.
She might not. Well, it's been true, so yeah.
I should roll for this guy.
Yes, you should.
It's eventual. So what? What?
You don't have celerity, and I don't have celerity.
No.
Oh shit, I've got to add my celerity to that roll. I actually go on a 15.
Oh, neat. Well, they get 24.
Yay!
Oh, I was so close.
Plus 17? Oh my god!
Oh my god.
I mean, to be fair, dude, I'm rolling a plus 12.
Still.
I'm just saying, it's not hard to get bonkers initiative.
It is possible.
Set flunky. When is? Oh,
There you go, got
already
it.
did it. Okay.
Okay.
Minion!
I suck. Oh well.
Alright, so. Burning Charred Man is going to do a few things.
Woo!
Please let me.
The one that you all will notice is that he pulls up his hand to Saladrin and the other
I'm on fire
Setite.
again.
Oh, pardon?
I'm on fire again.
You're gonna be on fire again.
Okay.
Girl,
I'm gonna-
fire.
But he could always fail. He doesn't fail.
Still not a great roll. It's okay.
No. I'm actually gonna double check what he gets though. Just real quick. Real quick. Real quick. And it's... Ooh, okay. You and Seti both take 5 health levels of aggravated damage at difficulty 9 to soak. Also, both need to make courage checks.
A difficulty. Wait. A difficulty 9 to soak. Lets us soak aggravated with our stamina?
Oh no, this is fire, so you only have your fortitude. And your armor, because it is happening from
The
outside of you.
fortitude is at difficulty 9.
The difficulty to soak is at 9.
Okay.
Which is
With your armor and fortitude.
It's actually not. It's difficulty 5.
No, this is fire.
It doesn't make it. I will make this. I will make this argument. You can feel free to entirely ignore me, but that's the rule as it is written, because this is important and will save my life.
I'm reading from a rule of the power that's just being used, which is saying it's difficulty 9 to soak.
Yeah, but I'm reading from another power that says your difficulty to soak becomes 5, and you may also soak. You can I'll just get it. It's just easier. Because the other power contradicts it. So it's up to you which one you choose to use. But it says, okay, this,
It
the
says
actual
Serpent's
ability to Serpent's
Flashes
Flash.
can use reduces soak difficulties to 5. You can use your stamina to soak any aggravated damage not caused by fire or sunlight. So I don't think that power would apply to fire.
Okay, that is free to be your interpretation. That's fine. I will roll my soak because I do have armor.
Yep, your armor does apply to this roll because it is not happening from within your body or from within your armor. So your armor does definitely apply to this.
Cool.
It can hope soak the fire.
Difficulty, what did you say? Difficulty 9?
9.
Yeah, okay. 2 successes, so I take 3 ag. And I'm on fire. And the courage check, did you say?
When did you get 2 successes?
That's a dice roll of 3. Because, yeah, it's a 9 and 8. Oh, it's difficulty 9. 1 success. My roll just comes 8. I brain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not 9F1 either. It's just difficulty 9 because ones don't take away from soak rolls.
Yeah, that's fine. So still a success.
Yeah, you immediately take 4 health levels. Can roll courage, and yeah. You can also roll me anyone familiar with blood magic. Can roll me wits occult if they want, which I actually think is only one person in this. Because when I say familiar,
I know one thing. It's not me. Ouch! Stop whistling, please.
That's pretty loud.
Sorry.
Madeleine, you can roll it. You can roll wits occult.
Yeah, I have 5 successes. Oh, 4 successes. At difficulty 7.
Seti also needs to roll his stuff because he also has armor to soak with.
What difficulty is the courage roll?
Oh, pardon?
What difficulty is the courage roll?
It's difficulty 7 for getting burned. Not yet a house fire. We'll get there.
I'm going to spend another willpower because last time I rolled this, I fucked it up. I don't want to fuck it up again. I passed anyway.
It's not a house fire. We'll get there.
We'll get there on the next turn.
We'll see. Can solid and steady kill him in 1 round?
This is a very good question to ask. What does everybody else do?
It's my round. See, I have 2 thoughts. My first and immediate thought is, shit, I can be stupidly fast. SETI, we're going to GTFO because, I don't want to die here. And probably take Irene with us, a.k.a. I will grab her and run with her.
If she
Leave the
loves
others
to
to
die.
Plan.
Beg your pardon?
This sounds like an apt plan.
Yeah, this has gone to shit. This has gone to shit places on a shit pipe. So yeah.
Asher was right. Hashtag.
Hashtag Asher was right. Hashtag Asher was right.
Just a quick question. I had 4 successes on wits occult.
Oh yeah, this is definitely infernal blood magic. Not blood magic, actually. It resembles it.
So, hashtag.
It's arguably worse.
Yeah, hashtag blame the Tremere. I believe so.
You can do that later. Right now, you see one of the strongest warriors of Clan Setite be almost burnt to a crisp instantaneously, although he's still alive. Perhaps that is why he is in fact considered the greatest warrior.
Does he do anything else?
Oh yeah.
No, that's his turn. We're on Saladrin's turn.
Yeah, Saladrin is currently weighing up the pros and cons of his action. Because in theory, I just need to break line of sight with him so that he can't continue to roast me alive. Because at the moment, I'm sitting pretty on 4 aggravated damage. I can't sustain another smack like that. Oh no, I'm not actually delaying my action down the initiative order. I'm determining what I want to do. Yeah, fuck it. Chris. Because it's important that I bring this to my superiors, Saladrin is going to take discretion as the better part of valor. He is going to say what the Egyptian version of retreat is. As he's running, he's going to grab the brazier physically and bring it with him. Yeah, and he will spend the 4 requisite blood to translate himself mid-run into a monstrous dog-like form with the brazier in his mouth, and he almost breaks the sound barrier running as quickly as he does in that form.
Okay.
But yeah, he gets the fuck out of there.
You run away extremely fucking fast. You do actually, you're on 4 health level. I'll just see how that affects your movement real quick. I think it just halves it.
Cool.
But you still have a celerity, so. Did you spend for it?
I can't
yet.
It still makes you passively faster, but you're not literally multiplying your movement speed.
I'm not, but the actual form that I'm in multiplies my movement speed. It doubles it, so it becomes a force multiplier. So no, for this turn, I'll activate Typhonic Beast to withdraw because that also doubles my movement speed, and then on the next round, I'll start spending my celerity actions.
Okay, you can. Oh no, you're at the point where you can't run. But if you spend a warpower, then you can just ignore wound penalties for the turn and say fuck it.
Yep. Run. So much running.
Okay, well, yeah. So Saladrin blitzes off at least 60 miles an hour, probably faster.
With the brazier in his mouth.
Leaving all of you behind to die.
If it helps, I was gonna say, if it helps, guys, I saved myself.
You know what? I'm actually just going to quickly roll someone else's initiative because I completely forgot. I do apologize. This is my bad. But I know what they're going to do, so. And I know they can't get lower than a 5, I think. Yeah, they can't, so.
Is Superman gonna swoop in? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
You wish.
No.
You take your action while I roll initiative, because.
Yeah, Madeline is just gonna. I'm gonna take a swing at this guy, and then I'm just gonna say, Irene, Asher, run. And a broadsword is how much? Is that difficulty? What? What is that? This difficulty 6?
A broadsword strike, yes, difficulty 6. Who are you hitting?
That guy.
Okay, he's on the floor just above you, I think. No, where was Saladrin initially?
He was by the brazier.
Saladrin was crouched beside the brazier.
Okay, yeah, he's on the first floor. He's on, well, I say floor, it's technically all the ground floor, but you know what I mean. Okay. You can literally walk up to him and hit him.
Swing at the beast right next to her.
Oh, she's going to hit the beast. Okay, yeah, you can do that as well.
Because I'm assuming I can't get to the thing. So that's going to be 8. And I'm going to spend for potence.
8.
Wow, that's horrid. Oh, that's actually not that bad. That's 3. So that's 2 plus... That's 6. And... Well, how much damage for the sword?
It's +3 if you're using it two-handed.
It is.
Okay, yes, it's strength +3.
So that's 9 total,
Mm-hmm.
and +3 for potence. So that is 7 lethal.
Okay, let me double check something real quick. Okay. He soaked all of it. That was an incredible roll, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
I have spent for potence.
I know.
That's 7, and he's soaked 5.
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay.
Your sword doesn't break, but it blunts against his skin.
That's why. Okay. Well, I hope I survive. It is Asher.
Yeah, so quick question, since I didn't get a time to actually question that. The man who was attacked by him and burned, is he still alive or is he instantly killed? Or
Oh,
is he
he
actually
is slowly burning alive.
slowly burning alive? Then I will try
Uh-huh.
to douse out his fire and try to rescue him from this burning abyss.
Okay. To douse the flame upon him, you'll need to use your own clothing for this, as there really isn't anything in the building itself. You'll need to roll to put out the flame. Will be wit survival, and then to drag him off successfully out of the area, it'll be strength athletics, and that'll be a contested roll. And you'll also need to roll courage as well, because you're interacting with someone who's on fire, and your beast is like, fuck that.
Sounds amazing.
So roll me your courage first. It will be difficulty. It'll only be difficulty 5, as long as you're not burning yourself.
I wasn't planning on it, but then again, I don't believe I have a huge amount of
If you
courage.
use your clothing to shield yourselves from the flame,
Let's see
and
what
to
this
try
does
and-
first. I make my.
Okay, you are brave enough to at least interact with him.
Right.
Um,
Then I'll of course use my own cloth.
yeah, if you botch your wit survival, it will necessitate another courage check at difficulty 7, because that will be when you burn yourself. But as long as you don't botch and you succeed,
I'll try to do what I need to do. Yeah. Oh,
you aren't really able to put him out. You're able to shield yourself from the fire and wrap him in clothing, but it's not really suffocating the flame effectively.
mm-hmm.
So you're kind of just mummifying him right now.
And that's it, I believe.
It is Irene.
You can try and make a strength athletics check, as long as you shield yourself from the flame to pull him out.
I thought we just agreed that didn't work. I couldn't put him out. Therefore, shielding me from a burning guy is still pretty hard.
Yeah, it would increase the difficulty of a roll by at least 2.
Yeah, with my 3 dice, I'm not going to try it. I'm going to try and put him out again.
Okay. Yep, that'll happen on your next turn. And who do we go to now? Irene.
Hi. I already said what I was gonna do. I'm gonna smack the big guy with a cross.
Okay.
Because I did take something in brawl, right? At this point, yes, I did. Okay.
You do need
That
to succeed on a
is...
dex roll check because he won't be
Yes,
letting
I
you do that normally.
not, not. I wouldn't see why. Dex brawl. Oh, my dex is 4. I got 3 successes. Smack the dude with a cross. I'll pray.
Okay, he takes 2 unsoakable aggravated damage.
Oh, wow, that's it? I don't need to roll potence or
On,
anything?
on,
No, you
ooh, nice.
Yeah.
not yet, because he is quite vulnerable to this sort of thing.
There you go.
Because he is bad. So he takes 2 unsoakable ag, and what you see happens when the cross makes contact, as Irene repeats various lines and prayers. As you see the flesh literally tear itself off of him. His childlike skin begins to flake off, and then his face and his body kind of begin to contort and bulge in various places, twisting his form into something perhaps much more familiar to all of you.
Hashtag Hinolaki.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that
You
big.
again?
Of course.
It becomes a bloodletter of corn.
Well, I've seen this thing before, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So is Irene.
Yep.
She helped kill it the first time.
Yep.
It came back.
Yeah.
With buddies.
Looks like you didn't kill it the first time.
I know. That was already said. That was
Okay.
already said that it wasn't that the first time. So yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna change it. Not to. It's gonna be hashtag blame Margot. Just
Oh no.
Is that the bloody thing that she fed
Yeah.
into existence?
yes.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kill her.
No,
Oh,
you're not there. You ran.
Bye.
That's fine. When okay, I'll change my statement. When I find this out and Seti tells me, I'm gonna beat her to death.
Oh yeah, Seti's definitely gonna run the fuck away.
Come on. Fucking hell. We can take him. You
Nope.
guys focus on the shadow creatures. I kill the big thing.
Nope, Seti is on fire. He's out.
Okay, fair enough. It's on fire. That's fair.
Seti's on fire. Asher is trying to put someone out of fire, and Madeleine tried really hard and it didn't work out.
Oh dear. I'm screwed, am I not? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is
We'll
happening.
see. I'm actually gonna have. He needs to make a courage check to see if he actually does stay. He might actually stay. Yes. This will actually be Seti's turn before all the shadow things make their move. Because Seti technically got 9, but because I rolled the initiative late, he will be going last this round. I know what he's boosting and what he's doing.
Is he obeying the order to GTFO?
He's gonna take a parting shot
Nice.
because he can't do that. He's very good at the thing. So
He is very good at the thing.
fortunately, he still gets a success because specialties. So he's gonna do. How much damage does that weapon do? I think it's +4 or something ridiculously stupid. 1 second. Well, yeah, it is strength +4. Nice. Oh wow. Okay, that's a lot of damage. Actually, he doesn't get to use his stamina this time because Irene did the thing to him.
Kill him. Kill him.
Let's see. He takes. No, he doesn't quite die. He lives by a single health level. Seti almost kills him. Now that he is without
Setting's
his
really good at killing things.
now he's without his unnatural armor. He's actually a lot more vulnerable. So
It is regrettably the dogs.
Yep. But it's very silent.
Yeah. I'm totally
Probably
okay
because
with
of
them not
regret.
taking the turn. Just
Yeah, me
sitting
too.
there.
But I would like to
Right.
know if they take a turn soon, because I'm now 45 minutes late and have only 5.5 hours of sleep. If I would fall asleep right now,
You won't.
I won't. I know.
I mean, I'm super excited. I'm scared to die, but it's still fun. You have the same. You have the same fun, aka adrenaline. Yay!
Chris?
I still don't hear anything.
God
There he is.
Hey, this
There we go.
is getting really annoying. I apologize.
It's okay, dude.
I have to keep
I don't want to say it, but it's the dogs.
notifications on the Google thing.
Doggy time.
So yeah, Seti almost kills him with a strike to the back where the flesh was peeling off. You can actually hear the snapping of his spine as he does so, and immediately forces him into the ground. But he still appears to twitch and move as if he was still alive, or it was still alive.
It's Shadow Dog's turn.
It is the doggos.
Let's see. One of them is going to go on. One of them is going to go on Asher. Two will go on Irene. Two will go on Madeleine.
I'm quite certain that Seti has more meat on him. If that counts. I don't think it does, but just saying. No, it's fine.
That's true. But
And I'm not a threat at all.
yeah, but you are really close to them.
Nope.
And I like bullying you all. So
Nope.
So
totally,
roll,
it's totally fine. Do it.
please.
I know.
Do it.
Alright, I'm just gonna make this check as a blanket check for all of them. And I'll make the strength check as a blanket check for all of them as well. Okay, so everybody takes 4 separate levels of lethal damage. Irene and Madeleine, you take it twice, but they count as separate sources of damage, so you roll your soak twice.
Okay.
We can soak with everything we have.
Yeah, this is not aggravated damage. This is lethal damage.
So that's 4 from the armor, 4 from stamina. So that's... I soaked the first one.
Okay. Irene also soaks the first one.
Yes.
And I soak the second one.
Okay.
I take 2 from the second one.
Oh, you take 2
Oh
from
wait,
the second
one doesn't take away, right? I take 1 from the second one.
Okay, you take 1. Yeah, it grazes you.
And which one you soak? On a 6 or a 7?
6.
6.
You soak
All right,
2.
then I soak 2.
Okay.
Now,
It's
now
demon
it's Big
thingy.
Boy's turn.
Okay, well, he's almost dead, so he's going to do the same thing he used to got here, and he's going to,
Shadow step back into his little corner.
yeah, he's going to slink into somebody's shadow and run away.
That's sad.
This time, 1 second. He will, He does have to make a roll.
Does he have minuses to it?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Please
He's spending
don't
all
fail
practice
very
not
much.
penalties because he really doesn't want to
I
die
was
here.
just, if it's Dark Thought and it's a willpower roll, you don't suffer penalties to it. It's always the same. It's the same all Dom.
Yeah, he
Well,
does.
he actually does this quite swimmingly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, as you kind of loom over him, he actually falls into your kind of joined shadows and seems to disappear.
Do the dogs remain?
They do.
Balls.
They're not done yet. Which leaves you all with a mess to clean up. However, for Irene's sake, or rather Saskia's sake, once the
Thank you.
battle begins to have a clear outcome, I'll begin to mop up the battle there. So
Okay, Madeline.
go kill.
Actually, because seeing that Seti has not come with him, because he hasn't, Soldrin is going to, in dog form, kind of glancing around. It's not quite a dog; it's a jackal, apparently. He's going to just he's going to put down the brazier with his mouth, just like. On a side note, I would like to thank people for the smoke that is covering this egregious breach of the silence of the blood.
Good
Thank
job,
you all.
guys.
We did good!
We did good!
For the sake of me, can you just roll, please? I want to go to bed really bad.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say, I will come back because he can run back at the same period of time and I will bite one of the dogs because
My question is, why would you?
Seti didn't come after me and he's not going to leave him behind.
Okay,
He doesn't
can we
care
not
about the rest
have
of you.
an entire discussion about this? Just roll.
Curse orbit.
I'm gonna roll my.
Okay, so Saladrin, you can move back to the area, but you won't be able to make an attack on that turn.
That's fine. I'll spend for celerity so I can attack at the beginning of the celerity round.
Okay, keep in mind you also have to spend a willpower to keep up your movement speed. Because you are injured to the point where you cannot...
that's fine. I'll drop to 4. I currently will be at 4 willpower then. That's fine. Cool.
Okay, and then Madeleine. No, God damn it, have the things up. Yeah, it is Madeleine now.
Yeah, I'm going to spend 1 blood for claws, and she is going
to. Your sword.
What?
I assume you drop your sword.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's just going to hit it.
Okay. I'm not sure if they can actually soak this. And claws are reflexive in Dark Ages.
Oh, that's 3, so that's 2 plus 7. And 3 bonus because I didn't spend this turn. It takes 4 ag damage.
4 ag and you're not applying potence?
Yeah, I rolled 3 extra dice.
Okay. Yeah. It takes. Yeah, just straight up takes the 4 ag. You can't soak this.
Okay.
Yeah, you slice it open, and despite its rather ephemeral-looking form, it does appear to be physical and susceptible to physical attacks.
She will continue to do so. It is now Asher.
Right. Asher looks at the person he's trying to douse out. Is he dead yet, or is he still savable?
He's still savable, although he's rapidly getting to the point where he won't be.
All right, I make 2 rolls.
Okay. Oh, you
One
won't have to make the. I'll say you don't have to make the courage roll. Just make wit survival.
All right. Well, doesn't really do much for the dice, I think. Can I use a willpower on this one?
Yes, you can, because
All right.
it's a mundane roll.
Right.
Good thing you did.
I need a willpower. Yes.
Okay. Well, you managed to begin stamping out, or rather, suffocating the more burnt parts of his body, less vital parts of his body, such as his basically beneath the waist is still burning slightly. But you've at least prevented him from his face and his upper torso from burning.
Cool.
So and you are dousing the lower part of his body as well. That'll be done next turn.
Irene.
Yep. I will swing sword at one of the 2 things.
Okay.
We'll use it double-handed. That is. Yeah. Alright. My math before. 1, 2, 3. I will. Can I spend blood for potence?
Yes, you can. So
Okay,
long
I
as
will
it
spend the
is
blood
within
point for
your
potence.
generation cap.
I haven't spent any blood this turn, so I guess.
Awesome. Yep. Then yeah, you're fine.
Okay. We'll spend for potence. That is 3. Strength is 6. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does 1 take away success on a hit? Or
Not on
damage?
damage. Not on damage.
Not on damage, but on hits.
That
That's
is
5.
5 plus 4 is 9 lethal to its face. Well, not necessarily its
Well,
face.
it can attempt to soak this.
I should have added an extra die. I forgot. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, add the extra die, it's fine. Okay, so.
Mine's 9.
Okay, it soaks free, so you almost slay it in a single strike. You also stun it, so it cannot take an action this round.
It is the dogs.
It is the dogs. No, I completely missed out SETI again.
Can I spend for blood since I forgot?
You can spend for as long as spending blood is generally reflexive unless it's a required
Right.
part of your specific bag.
I spent 2 blood to up my stamina.
Okay. I also completely forgot about SETI, so he's gonna do a roll. He's going to move towards the entrance and try and strike the one striking you, Asher, because you're closest to the entrance, and he's kind of just running out and taking a parting shot on this guy before running away forever.
I understand the hate. Bring it.
And he has to do that. Right, he only gets these many dice. He gets 3 successes. Oh. That is 9 damage.
Soakable, I hope.
And it soaks free, so it is also stunned and cannot take an action this round. So, yes, that leaves us with 3. Two will attack Madeleine. And then the one that was left unstunned, attacking Irene, will strike at her. So again, blanket roll. No, no, no. Okay. Okay, this time they do 5 lethal. Madeleine, you'll have to roll that twice. Irene, you only have to roll it once.
I soak it.
Okay, you both soak perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and that takes us up to the top of round. Saladrin, you're now actually around to take a. Oh no,
But there's
it's not
celerity.
Celerity action.
There's my so basically he's going to leap over because he's moving quite. He's still moving quite quickly in his Solarian. He's going to hop over the one that SETI has because it's clear that SETI has it, and he's going to go and do horrible, mean things to the insides of the one that's attacking Irene because no one fights Baby Sombra.
Yeah,
Um,
you
when you
basically
take
see SETI striking this thing as you arrive. Is effectively the scene in front of you.
when he how many dice penalty are you at with 4 ag? It's -2, -3?
-2, yes.
-2, -3. Sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
It's -2.
Cool. Currently, I'm rocking a sweet dexterity of 9 because Typhonic Form is made of wind.
Okay.
So that's 9 plus 4 is 13 minus 2 is 11.
Yep. Roll that dice.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Cool. So I'm not spending blood for my potence for automatic successes. So it's Phonic Maw adds +1, Avatar adds +2, I believe. My strength is currently 8. So that's 3. That's 8 plus 3 is 11. Plus 2 levels of potence is 13. Plus my 3 rollover is 16. 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry.
Oh, you
1.
tear it in from limited dice. With the damage
Excellent.
SETI's already done to it, it is completely annihilated.
And since it goes back to the top of the initiative, just to keep it rolling, I'm going to do the exact same thing again with one of the unhurt ones. Because I
hurt at this point.
Hmm?
Madeleine has hurt 1. Irene has hurt 1 of hers as well.
It's the same.
Hmm?
It's the same roll. You have 1 more success, so it's 17 dice.
Typhonic Avatar, kids.
It's real good.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6 aggravated damage to the to one of the unhurt ones.
That doesn't quite kill it, but it does stun it, so it cannot take an action because your damage is greater than its stamina pool.
Cool. And then it's over to
That is 3 successes of hit. 3. And I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna spend a plot point for potence. So that's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 7. So yeah, 7. 7 ag. To one of the. Actually, it's to the unhurt one, but yeah. Pretty sure it's dead.
That is how much, sorry? 1, 2, 3,
7.
4,
7 ag.
7 ag to the hurt one?
To the unhurt one.
Oh yeah, that kills it. You cleanly slice off its head with your claws, apparently rending for its flesh as triply as it does to K-Knight and Mortal Flesh.
That's handy. Asher.
Right. I assume my specific, the man I'm specifically having in my care, so to speak, has either fainted or is severely trembling from the pain and stuff like that.
Yeah, at this point, he appears to have gone unconscious from shock.
Right. That is unfortunate. How many dogs are still there? Three?
There are no longer any dogs on you.
No, I know that.
Madeline killed one as well.
Is there one blocking my way to the exit?
You know, I don't think so. No.
Then I will pick up the man and walk with the man towards the exit.
All right. It's Irene.
So there's still one on me?
I think so.
There is still one on you, but it's the heavily hurt one, the one you did 6 damage to.
Okay.
So it's teetering on the edge of death.
Cool. That is 3. I'm gonna spend for potence again because fuck that guy. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 4 is 9 lethal.
Yep, it would even if it's soaked all 5, it would still die. So you run through it, slice out at the side, and it topples over.
Cool.
If there's
Oh no, there is another one on you because Soladra didn't actually kill the other one on you. It's just stunned.
Oh.
But
okay.
it can't act this turn.
Yeah, so it's just top of the initiative because I think what's left of Shadow Dogs are stunned.
Yeah, at this point the battle is more or less over. You outnumber them and you clearly overpower them.
Okay.
So I am willing to, I'm more than happy to hand wave the rest of combat because at this point they can no longer do any real damage to you and you far outstrip them in power.
Yep.
As
the combat ends, Madeline will just stand there and she will just say to Irene and Asher, tell the right people who needs to know of this as fast as you can.
The shadowy beasts melt into a sort of black liquid substance and sink into the shadows from which they emerged from.
Is it possible to capture a small amount of the liquid?
Not really. It seems repulsed by any attempt to bottle it. Like the liquid just sort of recoils away from you. It's almost like a magnetic. It's like a magnetic repulsion in a way. To kind of put it in a modern term.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like you literally dip the bottle into it to try and carry it, and you find that it just kind of doesn't really fall in. It's kind of like gravity doesn't really matter to it. It just seems to be going kind of funneled towards a set location.
Solodrin will transform back. His bones snap, his form changes until he's standing there. He is covered in really severe-looking burns. That was this evening, it would seem.
Hopefully. Saladin, how fast can your people be here?
Our domain is what, Chris? A 10-minute run?
10 to 15-minute run, yeah.
We can have this place secured in about 10 minutes' time.
Probably an hour.
This is
you'd need to go back in a wounded state, then have people go there and explain
That's
everything.
He'll say he will amend his statement. He'll say within the hour.
Yeah, Dark Ages communication. It's success.
Yes.
Madeline will say, very well. I suggest that one of you go and one stay here with me to make certain that no one will come.
He'll nod. He'll turn to Seti, and they'll exchange a few words. Basically, I'm taking the brazier back with me so it can be examined by the temple elders. They're speaking a language that Madeline can't really understand. You stay here. I'll return with reinforcement shortly.
Hmm.
And Saldrin will go and he will reclaim the brazier from where he put it down in dog form and do that. Because you know what's great? The ability to do that weird Auspex lay on hands thing and answer questions about a thing.
Yeah, Madeline will just make sure that that the place is as cleanly as possible, even though there are no bodies. Questions will be raised, so she's just going to make sure. And she's just going to have a look at the place, make sure that there is nothing here.
Oh, before he leaves, he looks at Asher and he says, "What do you intend to do with the man?" He points at the figure of the very, very crispy priest.
Ask questions. Maybe the shadow people don't want answering.
He shrugs at that. He'll say, "If it helps, I believe he was as surprised as we were, but acceptable."
He might have noticed something that he doesn't believe that he noticed until we ask him specific questions.
Sensible. He will then bow and take his leave. He'll pick up the brazier as he leaves. Or rather, where he put it down.
Yeah, Madeline will wait until the Setites arrive. Just cleaning up the most of the, carnage in here.
Yeah, funnily enough, there's not really much carnage to clean up. This place already looked pretty, a bit like a glorified rubbish dump, really. It's not really worthy of being called anything resembling a temple. It was an attempt.
Yeah,
but the bodies
it is still within, it's closest to their domain, so she will, etiquette and politics, she will have the Setites come, and she will just follow protocol.
Fair enough. Yeah, there's not too much to investigate, given that the bodies of these strange demonic beasts just kind of merged into liquid and disappeared into your shadows. And of course, Asher has the old man, and the other figure, the one who apparently played a very heavy role in this trap, if not set it, is gone, having also melted into your shadow much sooner after being gravely wounded by Irene and Seti.
Yeah, that is a really sad day for him. Not really.
Not really.
Madeline is actually going to help Asher with the priest.
Yeah.
When
and you are staying until the Setites come.
You leave right away. Okay.
Yeah, I leave right away.
Before you
Asher's
leave,
GTFOing.
before you leave, Madeline will say, "Tell me what happens with the priest."
If I'm allowed, I will.
Good. Tell me if he survives.
If I'm allowed, I will.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, and thank you very much for helping.
No problem. And as the Setites, she will just congratulate Seti for well fought. And I don't know, does Saladrin return with backup?
He said he would, so in about an hour or whatever, with Bishop's permission.
Yeah. Seti will follow whatever Saladrin wants him to do. He will apologize for not immediately fleeing, but he says he saw an opportunity when Irene did something and saw him.
Very important question, and this is really important. Seti really badly hurt it, didn't he?
Yes.
Did it bleed on his weapon?
Yes.
It will be immediately bottled and given to our High Priestess.
Okay.
Because that could be really important.
You could wipe it off and store it that way. You couldn't really bottle it.
Well,
it's not dripping, if you know what I mean.
Even the blood, any amount of its blood could be invaluable because it's a sympathetic connection.
Yes, that is 100% true. So yes, you try and get what blood you can. get a little bit. And yes, he will just do whatever you tell him to until the hour passes, upon which pretty much Nabeta approaches. Sorry, Nabeta is part of the backup. So you have Nabeta, Melina, and Hekaib, along with about a dozen ghouls. Show up to help secure the area.
Yeah, and Madeline will just bow to Saladrim or courtesy to Saladrim, and will just, when he arrives, she will just say, "Thank you very much for the assistance, and hopefully we can resolve these matters soon. Have a very good evening."
Saladrin will he will take the situation, and Bishop, very quietly, they're going to examine and they're going to see if there are any people left in their houses around the scene, and they are going to make sure there was no breach of the silence, and by sure, they're going to rack up a huge body count if there were people there.
Okay. That is something I think we will handle out of scene as part of as the last part of the aftermath. But other than that, if there is nothing anybody wishes to do or say, take that as a no. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Thank you, Saskia, for staying awake, and we'll see you all next time.